my $10,000 just poof, disappeared. Hey YouTube, welcome to my corner of the internet. My name is Anita, also known as the Retired Millennial over on Instagram and here on YouTube. I'm so happy you're here today. I have a few things I want to share with you about what I wish I would have known about money before 2020. This is in collaboration with a few amazing women who are also obsessed with personal finance, and some of them even on their journey to early retirement. I'll go ahead and link their handles and channels in the description, and be sure to check out their videos as well. I've definitely made a lot of money mistakes, and there are 3 specific things that I wish I would have known before 2020. I'm actually a little embarrassed, actually I'm very embarrassed to share one of them, so I'm gonna share that one last, so be sure to stick until the end of the video to hear the tea. So the very first thing that I want to share with you about something I wish I would have known before 2020 about money is that you don't have to retire when you're 65. What I mean by this is that you can in fact retire earlier than 65. I always thought that, you know, at 65 you just kind of are eligible for retirement, when in fact that's not actually true. There are plenty of people in the United States who are over 65 and still are working. Only 69% of Americans retire at age 66. And only 89% of Americans leave the workforce by age 75. Even retirement at 65 isn't guaranteed. So what makes me think that I could retire early? Well, I think the definition of retirement actually really helped me understand that I can get there earlier. Retirement is a number, not an age. What I mean by that is to calculate how much you need for retirement is pretty much the same across the board. So let's say you want to retire with $40,000 a year. You would take that number, 40,000, or whatever your expected annual income is going to be at retirement, and you multiply that by 25. This is based off of a study called the Trinity study, which basically proved that you will never run out of money if you withdraw 4%. So you take that 40,000, multiply it by 25, and you get your $1 million. So you can basically withdraw from that $1 million 4% every year to fund your life and not run out of money. As soon as I realized that all I had to do to retire early was invest more money each month, I was totally on board. So the second thing that I wish I would have known before 2020 is that I don't need a financial advisor to invest. I can actually invest myself in like a passive and profitable way. So I always thought that in order to invest your money, you had to hire a financial advisor who was licensed to sell securities, and only they knew what they were doing. Only they knew what to pick, when to pick it, and all this stuff. I wish that I would have known that I could just open a Vanguard account, buy some index funds, and basically let them do all the work for me. Okay, so for my third thing that I wish I would have known before 2020, the reason why you're probably watching this video or watch up to now or fast forwarded up to now, it's pretty juicy, so I hope you don't judge me or see me in a different light, but I am going to say part of the reason why I feel comfortable in sharing this are some words that I heard from one of my favorite finance YouTubers, Stephan, and this is what he said.
That is that people lose money, okay? They learn a lesson, they don't do that again, and they grow from it. I mean, you touch a hot stove, ooh, you get burned, you don't do that again. Every single investor I've ever met is going to go through some phase where they lose money, and they're going to learn a great lesson, and they'll become an even better investor because of it. A lot of people, they're going to go on this, they're going to lose money, but long term, they're going to...
So yes, all investors have made mistakes at one point or another. Some of them were expensive mistakes. Unfortunately, mistakes usually are expensive when it comes to investing. I've definitely made some conservative mistakes as well, but this is one of those mistakes that I made back in the day. So let's kind of go back in time a little bit. At the time, Bitcoin was about $700, and one of my best friends at the time's husband was pitched this idea to buy Bitcoin, and at this time I had no idea how to buy Bitcoin, how to sell Bitcoin, or the risk profile of cryptocurrency. I really knew nothing about cryptocurrency. There was this like company called Dubai Crypto, which should, now hearing something like that should ring a bell. A huge siren should go off, like proceed with caution. So they had a message that like you'd be able to like basically double your money quick, which is another thing that should have really kind of rang some alarm bells, but it didn't. I trusted my friend's husband. He seemed like he did his due diligence in kind of investigating this route. My friend's family had been like making all this money. They were like making like thousands a day or hundreds a day. I forgot how much it was, but it seemed like kind of proof, and it seemed like it was working. Little did I know that I was caught up in a Ponzi scheme. Basically, the way that it worked was that you created an account with them, and then you input some of your money, and then like you would get like a bonus for referring an account. You could just recruit yourself. So I got a little addicted to like getting all these like bonuses. So basically you would, for every account and all the money you put in, you would get points in return. And then you would use those points to then like convert and send to your wallet, like on Coinbase or whatever. At some point, my friend's husband was like,
"Oh, have you transferred your points over yet?"
I'm a little more like passive with my investing. That's kind of my style. So it took me a while to do that. I was just kind of, just letting everything kind of generate for me. And when I tried to switch everything over, it wasn't letting me. So I was like, what's going on here? And then I got the news that this company basically backed out. They basically dipped. The website was basically dead. There was no capability of transferring your money to your wallet. You might be wondering, why wouldn't you just directly invest into Coinbase? I thought naively and ignorantly that was how you bought cryptocurrency, was through a third party and then through Coinbase. Like, I thought you had to go in that order. I didn't know there was an option to buy cryptocurrency myself through Coinbase. There was a lawsuit put against this company, Dubai Crypto, but because they are overseas, like nothing could be done about it, is what I was told. So basically my $10,000 just poof, disappeared. I could have put that $10,000 into my Roth IRA. Well, I could have put up to $6,000 into my Roth IRA. I could have put the rest of it into my other individual account, or even, knowing what I know now, I could have opened a brokerage account. I could have, done a variety of other things to get me a return, as opposed to, negative 100%. My dad was so pissed off I actually didn't tell him. He heard through the grapevine that I basically lost $10,000 and he was not happy at all. I definitely touched a hot stove and learned my lesson. You know, always do your due diligence. Whenever there is an investment opportunity, always research it. Know how to buy it, know how to sell it, know its, you know, like design, know why you're investing into it, know its historical performance, know, you know, the expense ratio associated with it, and then, you know, like kind of do your research into that industry, if it's like an industry specific investment. In other words, do your due diligence. As soon as you put your money into an investment, that's all on you, right? So like there's really, I'm not blaming the guy for, you know, persuading me into this. I ignorantly trusted their due diligence when really it was my due diligence that was needed. So the bright side of the story is that in 2017, I was able to make that money back plus some. Of course, it was very difficult work that I had to do. I basically took on a second job. So the first job that I had was working for a university, and then the second job was for a startup that I did my capstone for. It was an ag tech startup in the area, in the Salinas Valley area, and I helped them as an entrepreneurial lead through this program done through the National Science Foundation called I-Corps. I kind of fit the bill for this role. It was an entrepreneurial role, and it was for people with a tech background. We applied Steve Blank's evidence-based entrepreneurship kind of framework to the like product that we wanted to commercialize. So like really amazing work. So in my mind, I totally justified my loss with kind of the paycheck I got from this program. So I proved to my dad that, you know, I made the money back. So that's the amazing thing about money, is that even though you can lose some, there is plenty to be made. So I am definitely a better investor because of that situation. I will never, ever, 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 ever invest in something that I don't understand again. I will always do my due diligence in researching the asset type that I choose to invest in moving forward. I promise, I pinky promise. I'm in a great position now as an investor. I could stop contributing to my investment accounts and I would be able to retire by 65, you know, without a penny more. So I have definitely grown exponentially as an investor, and I'm only getting richer from it. Click my face here to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to like this video and go ahead and check out the rest of my friends' videos right over here in this playlist. Enjoy and see you next week.